Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. I definitely know where I want to go. But first off, I just want to take the time to say that I have got this set up the way I want after years upon years of figuring it out. Or the past 2 years, I should say. And only because I've been constantly trying to update, upgrade, and so forth. But there's more to come. More to come, to be continued. More to come, to be continued. There's definitely something that I was pondering, something I was thinking about. No, this definitely did not keep me up at night, but it just made me wonder what, why, and could it be? And that is none of those things that came to my mind when I was thinking about this one scenario, but it just sound good to say it. It just sound good to just get those words out because those words needed to be said, because those are the words that I enjoy saying for the most part, other than amazing, because amazing's my favorite word. Okay, so when I was back in the university days, back in school days, shout out. Some of you get it. It's a movie. Yeah, it is. What, Spike Lee? Yeah, shout out Spike Lee. Back in my school days or during the school time in college and what have you, there was never a moment that crossed my mind that I wanted to go Greek. There was never a moment that entered my psyche that I want to go Greek, that I wanted to join a fraternity. And no, peeps. It isn't because I got a problem with the things, allegedly, that you have to do. And the things, allegedly, you let happen. It wasn't any of that. I'm familiar with hazing. There are a few groups that I think I'm a part of. There's a few teams that I support. There are a few teams that I love, heart, and adore. I know that there's a little bit of tomfoolery, maybe hazing, maybe being a little judgy that goes on. And the levels of this depends. The levels of this depend on the situation and the individual. However, bird-like voice. However, that doesn't mean that that they're still the same, I should say. It doesn't mean that they're still the same. These groups and these organizations and this team and clubs and all this other stuff that I associate with and that I consider myself a part of, whether willingly or unwillingly, by force or by choice. I never wanted to do Greek. I never wanted to do the fraternity, and it had nothing to do with the alleged hazing or the other stuff, because there are clubs and there are things that I'm a part of and situations that I've entered where it has occurred and happened. That isn't what did it for me. That wasn't something that made me turn away. And the perks, I guess you get, I can't speak from experience on the perks that you get. However, I do know peeps and people, and a few people in my inner circle did rush and did do all of that stuff But I ain't want no part of it. Didn't care for it. Don't care for it. It is what it is. If you want a cookie, a pat on the back, some ice cream, some cake, be told how great you are, how good you are, how besties, friends you're going to have forever, for life. Whatever you need, go for it. Whatever you need me to say, just imagine that I said it and I'll just nod my head in agreement that it was said. Deal? Okay, deal. It has nothing to do with any of the perks that would have occurred, that would have pushed me to that direction. Nah, it wasn't that for me either. It wasn't the camaraderie or all the other stuff that I get from my other clubs and I get from the other things that I'm involved with and the other things that I do. It wasn't anything like that. It was definitely, and it is definitely the control part. The control part. And this probably is coming from misunderstanding from my point of view and my perspective. I can gladly and happily admit that. It's just something about not being in control of things that I can control and having to always, or not necessarily always, because I don't want to insert hyperbole there. I'm going to insert it later, possibly, if I remember to do it and don't misremember. But you know me. He said, you know. And that's the funny, not the ha funny. And there is a difference, noobs. There is a difference. I'd suggest you go back and review the historical documents until you get the difference. And when you get it, there it is. You made it. You ain't a noob anymore. You're a regular. You are a regular. And regs who don't get it, I suggest you pay attention. I suggest you pay attention. And if you pay attention just a little bit more, about 1% more, you will understand and you will get it. I don't have to say trust me. I don't have to say trust me. Or you can just ask a friend, ask a stranger, ask a relative. Keyword in all of the situations, all of the choices that I presented you, because you pick, you choose. I'm just the narrator. Keyword, ask. Ask, insert, you fill in the blank. You fill in the blank. Can't continue to give multiple choice. You got to fill in the blank. I need to be able to control what I can control. I don't need to have to run something by other people just because I may or may not make them look bad by the things that I will and won't do. Then again, actually going through the process of rush and the whole Greek thing, that's just not my cup of tea. That's not for me. That's not for me at all. I understand why it can be for someone else. I understand all of the opportunities that you may be presented with and all of the one-upsmanship that you would gain from this. Do you. If it's not hurting anyone, like really hurting someone physically and mentally, no abuse, no abuse. If you're not abusing anyone, verbal two. If you're not legitimately abusing anyone in that process, just go right on ahead. But it's something that I can't do. And it's not because I can't do it. It's just something that it's not for me. It's not for me. I understand it. I just don't want to. I just didn't want to. It's not anything that would keep me up at night. Anything that would have me worried and concerned about why I didn't do this Oh, I done missed out. FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh no, it's over. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I need direction. I need some direction. And this group, these peeps can give me all the direction that I need forever. Hyperbole was inserted. Back to your normal, regular presentation. But if that is for you, it's for you. I'm not going to go out of my way and critique and poo-poo on something that makes you feel good and something that you like, love, and adore. I'm just saying why it isn't for me and why I could not do or move forward or even just give it a look-see. It didn't even pique my interest to the notion of, let me see what that life's all about. Not at all. Not at all. I definitely know it's who I am. It's my personality to begin with. Regs, you know. Noobs. Free advice. Review the historical documents. It will help you out in the personality of... You got it. Me. Or go third person here. Vince? Is that third person? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. It never tickled my fancy. It never floated my boat. It never sank my ship. None of that. It never raised my temperature. It never increased my BPMs. It never just made me feel anything. It was like, okay, I'm numb to this. Okay. I guess. Okay. It ain't for me. It ain't for me. I need to be able to control what I can control. I need to be able to do and go where I want to do and go at any time and what have you. It's just that whole accepting of a level of a way of life, possibly, if that's what it's all about. A way you present yourself, if that's what it's all about. I'm sort of an outlaw, an outlier of some of the groups that I'm in to begin with by my own willing admission or, me wanting or me getting in, whether because how can I put this? Whether because I chose to enjoy and heart and like this team, or it was just something that woke up one morning, I believe it was morning or afternoon when I was born. And when I was able to understand and figure things out, presented with this. This is what we do. Okay, this is what we do. Now, if it was that situation, okay. Even then, it was possibly family related, possibly the peeps that raised me related, possibly the people that was around me related, possibly the people that I considered close. And I respect their opinion because ideally, in my mind's eye, they have my best interests in hand. They are looking out for me, even though there are a few occasions, there are a few moments, there are moments in time where they're looking out for their best interests. It's going to happen. Just got to be able to know when, got to be able to pick and choose, got to be able to understand how everything works. Because if you don't, you can get taken advantage of. You can get taken advantage of. And I don't want to get sidetracked and go down that road. Back to Greek. And it was all of the extracurricular activities that was going on, that didn't even pique my interest either. Maybe I can just chalk it up to the university that I went to, because it was one where nerds rule the world. Nerds ran everything, and I am including myself. Yes, but I wasn't the smartest nerd in the building. Therefore, I was the one who was deemed, what is that? Not special. Definitely not special in that sense, but outlier. One who actually does other things than study all the time, 24/7, 365 and 1/4. No, that wasn't me. Even with my sport teams, I feel a certain way about certain people, certain players, certain coaches, certain organizations in general. It's different, and it's sort of an outlier. It's not a surface level kind of thinking thing. It's more of a deeper thing, and it's definitely not contrarian. Been there, done that. Ain't for me either. Ain't for me either or either. More choices, more multiple choices. There you go. You pick, you choose. I'm still the narrator. But the thing about the Greek life, it just never piqued my interest on that level. It never really did anything for me. And I never really looked and said that this is something that I need to be validated as insert whatever. It's just that I don't really need, and I don't really go out seeking approval from others, whether it's directly or indirectly. And if it happens, it happens. I don't ask for it. I don't really want it. And the bright lights, the big city, well, not the big city, but the bright lights and all of the attention and just me. I don't move like that. I do not move like that. If you want to give it to me, sure, fine. If it's coming my way, okay, I'll accept the fact that it's here and it's my way. But the actual seek out the attention and just want to be a part of something just because of whatever it can do and bring for me in the short term, medium term, and the long term, that is definitely some strategic thinking. And I'm not judging that. In fact, I'm in awe of that strategic thinking. It's just that when I think that out, I get that, I understand that, but I also get and understand the unintended consequences and me being able to maintain how I want to move, how I want to do things, and how I just want to say that I don't care about any of it. And that's true. It's a fact. It is non-negotiable. No cap. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website at extra.vdgsports.com. That is extra.vdgsports.com. This episode is not being sponsored, but sponsorship is coming back. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, all things Vince, and all things in between. You know Vince. That's on YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, comment, or just do whatever it is you do there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. But it's that time. It's that time again. Peace. I'm gone.